Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Dread Time Stories. I'm your host, Dr. Phobia. And tonight, dear patients, tonight's story comes from the world of creepypastas. Tonight, we are going to be reading one of the many parts of the saga that is the Backrooms. But I do believe this is the one that actually started it all. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy tonight's tale, The Backrooms. It was approximately 12:15 when I entered the Johnson County Community Health Clinic. I was there for an appointment I had set up several weeks ago, just a routine checkup. It wasn't a new place for me. I had been there a couple times before. However, the place had an odd, nostalgic feeling to it, as if it were a location from my childhood or something. But I could never pinpoint exactly what the feeling was or where it came from. As I walked in, the overwhelming feeling of deja vu swept over me. The hum of the flickering fluorescent lights, the white tile flooring, the muted beige paint that covered the walls. I noticed there was a TV mounted in the corner, a smaller flat screen. It was playing some sort of PowerPoint slideshow on a loop of ads and events that were being held by the clinic. I passed the empty waiting area and a small area of the main room with magazines, children's playthings, and blue-cushioned chairs as I approached the woman at the front desk. She was sitting in her bluish-gray office chair, looking at a spreadsheet on the same Windows XP desktop they've had since 2008. There was a sign-in sheet on the counter in front of me. "I have an appointment with Dr. Phoebus." "What time?" she asked. 12:30, I replied. She began to type something on her keyboard. "Ah, yes," she responded. "Gary Johnston." "Mm-hmm." "Yes, I'll tell the doctor. Please fill this out." She handed me a clipboard which held a simple fill-out form. I walked to the back of the waiting area, took a seat, and began to fill out the form. I was about halfway done with filling in my information when I slumped back in my chair. I hadn't got much sleep the night prior and was exhausted. As I slumped back, I noticed something very particular. My head never hit the wall. In fact, it felt like it went in. I got up, quite frightened, and looked at the wall. Nothing. Not a single hole or dent had been made in the wall by my head. So I reached to touch the wall, and my fingers went through it. I recoiled in shock. "What the hell is that?" I thought, as I reached to touch the wall again, only to find my fingers clipped through once more. Then suddenly I lost my balance and tripped, and fell directly through the wall. I fell face first into some dirty tan carpeting. Upon getting up, I realized I was in a completely different room. Well, not a room per se, more like a set of rooms, all of which were connected by openings. The walls were covered in a gross tan pattern wallpaper. There was also the overwhelming stench of moist carpet. I turned back around and tried to put my hand through the wall, and it wouldn't go through. "Okay, what the hell?" I muttered, and looked back into the room. There were no windows, no doors, nothing on the walls, other than the disgusting wallpaper, of course. It was completely empty, aside from a singular plastic blue school chair. At this point, the only thing that was going through my mind was fear, and repeating the thought of, "I have to leave," on a loop in my head. I started running through the rooms, desperately trying to find an exit, but to no avail. There was no exit. Was this my permanent location until I died? No, there has to be a way out of here. I wasn't going to be left here, right? Eventually, someone would notice I was gone. But no one did. In the distance, I heard footsteps, but not those of humans. At least not a normal human. Alongside the footsteps was a gurgling snarl, like that of an angry animal. I began to run faster. I ran as fast as I could from whatever the hell was approaching me. I didn't want anything to do with it. I ran for what seemed like forever, and I was always back in the same room I started in. At least, it looked like the same room. Not that I could tell any of So I sat down, defeated. A feeling of dread filled my entire body as I soon started to cry. I was going to die here. I'm still here. I haven't left, though I've accepted my fate. In fact, I can actually hear the footsteps. I wonder who that is. And I can't help but wonder who that is. That was the Backrooms. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for listening. Like I always say in closing, check under your bed, look in your closet, and sleep with the light on. The life you save may very well be your own. Good night, everyone.